Welcome. You're listening to The Aligned Self, Conversations in Creating a Conscious and Abundant Life. This is Daniel Denovi. I'll be your guide and host. Let's see just where we can take this. Hello, friend, and welcome into the conversation. Some time ago, I said that I was writing a manifesting guide, and many of you opted in to receive that. But it's been long overdue, and frankly, in reviewing it, I realized it was becoming a beast. It was a lot of information. It was more like an ebook than a guide. And frankly, if you're anything like me, you'll download an ebook and not read it. I really don't prefer to read, long documents on the computer. And so what I did is I truncated it all down, I summarized it, and I created a 5-step guide that you can download. You probably heard about it on the front end of this podcast. The remainder of the information I'm putting into a course and probably a book. But what's available today is this 5-step guide, which you can download. There's a link at yesdaniel.com, and there's a link in the show notes. What today's episode is the audio version of that guide. What I did is I actually created this as a bonus for the people that are opting in for the PDF, and then I would follow up and send this audio. But I thought, why not send it out to everyone, make it available to everyone? And I suggest you do download the guide just so you have something to follow along with, or something printed because there's some steps, there's some guidelines in there that you can follow. Unless you're really good at taking notes. But I know some of you listen to this while you're driving or mowing the lawn or at the gym, and it's not conducive to taking notes. But since this is an audio version of the guide, the format, the tempo is slightly different than a regular podcast. So without further delay, here is the 5-step guide to manifesting. You're listening to the audio version of my 5-step manifesting guide. To enhance your experience of this audio, you may want to follow along with the PDF, 5 Steps to Manifesting. You should have received that before you received this audio, but if you are somehow listening to this audio without receiving the download, go ahead and go to yesdaniel.com and get yourself a copy so you can follow along, or just listen to the audio. So here we go, Step 1. What do you really want? Desire initiates every manifestation. For many, that desire is born out of undesirable circumstances and a wanting to reverse it, to create the opposite. The predominant feeling that you have is that you are moving away from something painful, uncomfortable, or limiting. Now, here's a caveat. There's a warning here. While this is an acceptable beginning, staying in this perspective or position can keep you stuck over the long haul and actually manifest more of the same, more of what you don't want. So it's beneficial to figure out what you don't want, but you don't want to keep your focus there. So our first step is to clearly identify what you do want, not what you don't want. The mind cannot not think of something. So when we focus on what we don't want, in other words, our mind in the universe does not hear the negation. The law of the universe is attraction, attraction, attraction. So whatever we're focusing on is what we attract. Focusing on what we don't want, we are actually attracting the unwanted into our experience because that is the underlying focus. Ask yourself, if you know what you don't want, what would be the opposite? This gives us an idea about what we do want. Now let's get really clear about what you do want to bring into your life. Take a moment to envision the specific external outcomes you desire, like that dream job, a loving relationship, or financial abundance. But understand, more than likely, these desires will be oriented around the form of something and not the essence. We want to connect to and focus on the essence. Form versus essence, meaning we think if I get blank, the desired form, then we will feel essence. For instance, if I'm attracting a loving relationship, then I will get connection, intimacy, partnership, and love. So ultimately, we don't want the relationship, we want the experience of connection, intimacy, co-creation, and love. In this respect, the manifestation becomes the means to an end. Another perspective, we don't want money. We want what money makes possible. That's freedom, security, ease, for instance. Money doesn't have value unless we can use it to get something. It's a tool of exchange. If you're on a deserted island and you have $1 million, but no way to spend it, no way to feed yourself, the money is useless. It is only valuable in a certain context. So a big part of clarity is figuring out what the essence of any desire is. To find it, think about the underlying feelings or the experiences you hope to have from attaining a specific desire. Ask yourself, if I get X, what does that make possible? Why is that important? If I get that, what does that then make possible? Why is that important? Keep asking these questions until you reduce it down to its essence and can't be reduced anymore. Let's use money as an example. Let's say you say, I want money, I want lots of money. Okay, if you get lots of money, what does that make possible? Well, I don't have to go to work. I can actually choose to go to work. If I want to take a long vacation, I can do that. I could basically travel anywhere I want. I don't have to worry about the next bill. Well, why is that important to you? Because I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to be a slave to somebody else's agenda. Well, why is that important? Because it gives me a certain amount of freedom and security in knowing that, I can take care of things and I'm not dependent upon external assistance. So we keep asking this and we reduce it down to, I want freedom and security. Money equals freedom and security. So whatever your desire is, ask these questions to reduce it down to what the essential need is, what the essence of the manifestation is to you. Maybe it's to end up with a sense of joy or peace or fulfillment, satisfaction. In a later step, we'll focus more directly on the essence of our desire. But for now, we just want to be present to it. We want to be aware. The next step in gaining clarity is getting more specific. Especially in the beginning, ambiguity about what you want to manifest breeds doubt. It creates uncertainty. A fuzzy intention is hard to attain. It's hard to focus on or actually generate positive feelings about because it's just too iffy. It's just too fuzzy. To make your goals and intentions even more powerful, use the process of establishing a well-formed outcome to set precise and compelling goals and intentions. The well-formed outcome conditions are this. First, state it in the positive and as specifically as possible. Change I want more money to I have a consistent income flow of $10,000 a month into my bank account. And to get even more specific, you could say how you expect that money to come in through services rendered, through my business, through my career, or let's say a potential promotion. But if you don't know specifically how it's going to come in, you can just say, I have a consistent income flow of $10,000 a month into my bank account. You want to state it in the present tense as if it's already here. Change I want to I have. State it in sensory terms. So this means that you're going to describe what you will see, hear, and feel as evidence that your desire has manifested. This will be the essence of what you desire. Pro tip here, one way you can augment this or add to it if you don't currently know what you would see, hear, or feel as evidence, put your feet on the ground and get out and have a similar experience. So tour the types of homes you want. You can even do this on YouTube. You look at the different mansions and homes and ranches and all the different available ideas that are there. Just about all the ideal manifestations are there on YouTube. Someone has recorded it and put it up for posterity. Maybe it's a vacation that you want. You can visit vicariously over the internet. And let's say that you want a new car. Well, put yourself in the driver's seat, test drive the car you want, and smell the leather. Actually get the feeling of it, get the full sensory experience of it, experiencing sensually the having of your desire. Scripting is another tool you can use, actually writing out the story on how you will feel, how you will use it, how you will put it into practice each and every day. Scripting is essentially telling the story of how you want it to be. The next condition of a well-formed outcome is make sure that you are at cause for the manifestation, meaning it fulfills your desires, not someone else's expectation or wanting. You are not doing it to please someone else. I used to have a lot of people come to me for hypnosis to stop smoking. And one of the first questions I would ask, is this your desire, or are you here at the urging of someone else? And sometimes they would say, my wife said I need to quit. When I've done relationship coaching, it's important that both people are there with the sincere interest to solve any of the issues in the relationship. If one person really wants it and the other person is begrudgingly there, they will contaminate the process. There is resistance that is naturally brought in. The other is a feeling that you have to do it, like you don't really have a choice. So this is what you have to manifest. This is what you have to create. It's not what you really want, but you feel compelled in order to please someone else or please a situation. So this is important. Make sure that you are at cause for the manifestation. It's something that's important to you. And then next, what steps would you potentially have to take to manifest this desire? And you may not know exactly, but it's good if you write down what you think will have to happen in order for you to manifest whatever your intention. So note that you may not have to take these steps, but identifying the steps or the process creates specificity and believability. It also identifies the steps that you may have resistance around. Are you willing to go through all the steps necessary? Is there anything about the process that you potentially would not want to do? This is where the bottleneck will be that potentially stops you. For instance, a lot of people want to manifest a coaching career or a coaching business, but as part of that business, they have to sell their services, and they don't like the selling. They would rather not do the selling. That will become the bottleneck in their manifestation. And so in this example, in order to solve that problem, you could learn how to sell. Actually, you could reframe it. You're not selling anything. You're not taking money from people. You're explaining what you do, and people happily give you money to solve their problems. So it's not about selling. It's just finding people that are a fit for what you offer. As you make this list, ideally, you should be willing to do whatever it takes to attract and manifest your desired outcome. In the end, the universe will conspire on your behalf, and many times you will not have to go through all the steps, or the steps may occur faster than anticipated, but you need to be willing to do them if necessary, because the one thing that you're not willing to do, that is where you're offering up resistance to your desire. The next condition of a well-formed outcome is establish a realistic time frame of when you want it to arrive, then detach from it. Most people want their manifestations to arrive quickly. That's the internal desire. But most of us know that it takes a certain amount of time, a certain amount of getting through the going through. And so wanting to arrive quickly often sets up resistance due to the constant awareness of that your manifestation is not present. There's also this idea that if it's not coming fast enough or in the way that you think it should, then you have to be patient, and patience wears on you. But when you feel you have to be patient, you're actually setting up resistance. You're saying it's not here, it's not happening, and this is where your focus is. You want to focus on the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And then the last condition of a well-formed outcome is make sure it's believable. Now, it can be an impossibility for a lot of people, but in your mind, in some way we have to draw the connection that it is believable, that it is possible. That is the next step that we'll go into. Now, this is the end of step 1, and I'll be talking about step 2 in just a moment. If you want to dive deeper, clarifying your intentions, clarifying what you want to create in your life, if you don't really know or have a good idea of what you could create, how good can it get? Well, I've created a workshop, an online workshop called Creating the Intentional Life, and it goes into greater detail about generating a powerful future to live into. We actually get down on paper everything that you could think of that you want to create, everything that you want, everything that you could learn, everywhere you could visit. We also look at the different areas of your life: health and wellness, fitness, financial, career, relationships. You see, when we look at all the different areas and actually drill deeper on what's possible in those particular areas, we can actually generate some new desires, some new intentions. And those intentions become the fodder, become the support, become the motivation for manifesting an entirely new life. This online workshop, Creating an Intentional Life, is one of the 3 workshops in my manifestation series, Manifesting Magic. To find out more about the entire series, you can go to yesdaniel.com. Step 2, make it believable. It's time to tackle any limiting beliefs or doubts that might be holding you back from manifesting what you truly desire. You can only create to the level of your belief. Clarity does a lot to make an intention more real, more possible. But let's take a moment to explore those negative thought patterns or self-imposed limitations that might pop up. But don't worry, you can overcome any limiting belief. I often say that there is no such thing as a belief, meaning that you can't point to it on the floor, you can't pull it out of your pocket, you can't hang it on the wall or pull it around in a wagon. So a belief is simply an idea that you feel somewhat certain is true. It's not the truth. It's an idea you've adopted at some point in your life as a way to explain how life works. A belief is merely a concept. A limiting belief is any idea that creates doubt that you can manifest your desire. Over the years, a lot of people have told me, I don't know what a limiting belief is. I don't know how to identify my limiting beliefs. Well, think about doing anything that you desire, and the first reason it comes up on why it won't happen or why it probably won't happen, that's a limiting belief. So like I said originally, a belief is an idea that you feel somewhat certain is true. See, there's a level of certainty that this is fact. So how we challenge a limiting belief is to create doubt that it's true. We do this through a series of challenges. First, we ask, where did I get this belief? It didn't just arise in me. I've adopted it from someone. I either got it from my parents or the marketplace, maybe the news. And then ask, is this belief absolutely true? Is it true across the board? Is it true in every circumstance? Or has it just simply been my experience so far? Next question, can I find any exceptions in my experience or even out in the world that are counter to this idea? Can I find other examples that others do not hold this belief? When we gather evidence to the contrary, even if it's only one exception, that's enough to start creating doubt that this belief is actually true, or it's just some erroneous idea that we've adopted along the way. The more evidence that we can gather that is contrary to the idea that this is actually true, we create doubt, and the more doubt you can create, weakens the belief to the point where it's not even a factor. So we challenge these limiting beliefs in order to cultivate a mindset of process in possibility. So we want to find examples of other people achieving and attracting what you want. If they can do it, you can do it. And there's evidence all over the place. You can look to YouTube again, you can look to Facebook, you can look at other people that are achieving and attracting the things that you want. And we do this for a couple reasons. One is that they become a model of the beliefs that we can adopt, the behaviors that we can adopt. How are they being out in the world? That's different than the way we're doing it. Because they're a human being. And if you model those beliefs, model their behavior, then you too can create the same results. If we can identify the beliefs that they hold, those can become affirmations, and affirmations can be a wonderful tool to reinforce your new belief in your ability to achieve your desires. Visualize yourself already living your desired reality and use positive self-talk to encourage and empower yourself. This is the end of Step 2, make it believable. Coming up is Step 3, maintain momentum. And this is Step 3, maintain momentum. Now it's time to take action that aligns with your intentions. The action I'm talking about is not physical, at least not to start with. Continue making thought choices that support and align with your manifestation. In gaining clarity and creating believability, we've started the manifesting process, we've started generating momentum, and now our job is to maintain that momentum. Momentum is movement. Movement begins energetically. It is maintained energetically. As you move forward, immerse yourself in the emotions and the sensations associated with already achieving your goal. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is where you embrace the essence of your manifestation. For instance, if the essence of your manifestation brings you to a feeling of joy, freedom, ease, and love, ask yourself, how can I exercise joy and freedom and ease and love today without my manifestation? Can I generate these feelings within? And you can imagine, what does joy feel like? Where do you hold it in your body? If you can't call it up spontaneously, perhaps you can remember a time when you felt joyful. What does freedom feel like? What does it feel to be free? What would it be like to not have to do anything but to freely make the choices in your life? Well, to be truthful, your ultimate freedom is your ability to always choose your response. Nobody can take that away. You are free by your very nature. So we don't need to gain freedom. What we need to release is the idea that we have to do anything. We have commitments. We made those commitments, so we are choosing them. We don't have to do them. Of course, you can default. You don't have to go to your job. There are consequences. And to the degree that you want to avoid those consequences, then you choose whatever you're choosing. It's no longer a have to. You are exercising freedom. You can't get any freer than you already are. And so when we embrace these feelings, when we embrace the essence of our desire, then we are in the momentum. We are aligned with creating our manifestation. You can augment this by visualizing yourself in the dream job, in the dream situation. Feel the love and joy of a fulfilling relationship. Experience the abundance that you desire. More and more money flowing in every day. More money than I can spend. An abundance of money flowing into my life. You see, we want to continually tell the story of how we want it to be. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Here's the concept. I'm on my way. I'm originally from Michigan, and instead of flying back home, I often drive from Texas back to visit my relatives in Michigan because I like to see the lay of the land. The drive is about 19 hours and 1,200 miles. The moment I leave home in Fort Worth, though, I'm thinking I'm on my way. I'm anticipating the conversations with my loved ones. I'm anticipating the experiences that I'll have with them. The whole time I'm driving, I'm thinking that I'm getting closer and closer. I'm on my way. I accept that there's a certain amount of getting through the going through before I arrive. I have to cover the miles, I have to cover the distance. But I'm never in the process of arriving. Occasionally I encounter road construction, delays, detours, that if I had a particular perspective, I could say that I'm not getting any closer. This is taking forever. I don't say, it feels like I'll never get there. That would contaminate the energy. It would actually contract the energy. But because I live in the idea that I'm on my way, that I'm in the process of traveling, whatever comes up is just something to handle on my way. I'm holding in my mind a future that I'm living into. It doesn't matter that I'm going to spend on this trip 18 hours and 59 minutes, not at my destination. In fact, I really don't even entertain the idea that it's not happening. In my mind, it's inevitable. In my mind, I'm already there. This describes how to maintain momentum. Maintaining momentum is holding the space, holding the thoughts that everything is working out for you, that your destination or arriving at your intention is inevitable. It's simply a matter of getting through the going through. It's part of the journey. It's understanding that there is a certain amount of time that may pass along my journey. Sometimes that time moves faster, sometimes slower. But still I lean in the direction of my desired intention. Now on your journey, occasionally doubt may creep in. Your vibration may fall. Here's the mindset. It's temporary. If you're traveling on the road, stop at a rest area. Take a nap. Go for a walk. Shift your emotional state. Do anything to interrupt that pattern and begin anew. Maintaining your vibration and exercising your ability to focus on how you want it to be is such a vital skill. I've created a workshop just for that. It's part of the manifesting series, Manifesting Magic. So this workshop is called How to Live a High Vibe Life. The workshop is 3 hours long, but In that time period, I cover all the behaviors, the mindsets, the ideas, the beliefs that make possible a high vibe existence, an existence of joy, satisfaction, and gratitude. This workshop addresses steps 3 and 4 more specifically than I can cover here. To access this workshop, go to yesdaniel.com and you can register for this workshop specifically, or you can join my Wisdom Vault and you'll have access to everything that I produce. Well, this is the end of step 3, maintain momentum. Coming up is step 4, create the space to receive. In this conversation, we're covering step 4, create the space to receive. Creating space within yourself to receive your desired manifestations is crucial. In fact, your manifestation energetically is already created, and the only thing that slows down it arriving at your destination is your openness to receive. So you can begin taking a moment by practicing meditation or mindfulness to quiet your mind and align to the present moment. Meditation clears the mind and resets your vibration. It clears up resistance. If you want assistance with the mindfulness meditation, I do have a free audio available on my website at yesdaniel.com. In addition to meditation, cultivating an attitude of gratitude is another powerful way to open yourself up to receive. You could even say it's the ultimate practice for living in a high vibrational state of attraction. Pro tip, keep a gratitude list and acknowledge the blessings in your life, both big and small. Expressing appreciation for what you have and what is yet to come creates the state of being of giving and receiving. See, gratitude is a state of giving and receiving. It is flow. Many people naturally have an easier time giving to others than receiving. But by expressing our gratitude by giving thanks, we actually exercise the muscle of receiving. And it is a muscle. If you really want to take a deep dive on this, you can go to my Facebook group, the Extreme Gratitude Project. And there I talk about a 30-day program to really get to your bones that you live in abundance. And it is a 30-day deep dive on gratitude. And I'll admit it does take a commitment, but if you're willing to make the commitment, it will change your life, change your vibration. Now, when you're open to receiving, you find guidance through synchronicities, intuitive downloads, urgings, and impulses that come your way, guiding you towards your desires. This is how you co-create with the universe. The universe will inform you on actions to take and breadcrumbs to follow that lead you to and bring you in proximity of your desired intention. It will feel as if you're drawing it to you, attracting it to you. Self-assessment. This is something that you can use to reflect on your current status, your current openness to receive. If it feels like a struggle, if the action feels like a grind, feels like extra effort, then you're not currently aligned. You're not open to the flow. You are more attached to the resistance of attracting than the openness to receive it. Well, that was step 4, being open to receive. Coming up is step 5, take aligned and inspired action. In this conversation, we are addressing step 5, take aligned and inspired action. Now it's time to take action from a place of alignment and inspiration. That inspiration comes from the universe, from God, Goddess, all that is. It comes to you in those moments of meditation, just upon arising or just falling asleep, and other times when your mind is in neutral, such as when you're in the shower or driving or doing something mindless, unconscious. When we talk about taking aligned and inspired action, remember, action doesn't always mean physically doing something. Aligning your thinking, aligning your vibration, being open to receive before engaging in any physical action are energetic actions. When you receive guidance, that is when you follow through. You don't want to take action until you are inspired. If you take action out of a need to be doing something, or out of fear that if you don't do something and the action feels forced or hurried, then you may be offering up resistance. You may be not trusting the flow of the universe. So listen to your inner guidance and follow those inspired ideas and opportunities that come your way. Engage in thoughtful reflection and daydreaming. as forms of action too. As they contribute to the creative process, they also help maintain momentum. Trust your instincts and only act when you feel genuinely inspired. Along the way, regularly reassess your progress and make adjustments if you encounter struggles or challenges. Again, here's the self-assessment. If it feels like a struggle, if the action feels like a grind, feels like extra effort, then you are not currently aligned. Stay flexible and remember that the journey towards manifestation is a dynamic and evolving process. You always have the capacity to course correct if you find you've gone astray. There is no such thing as failure, only feedback. If you feel stuck taking action, go back to step 2, 3, or 4. How do I gain momentum? How do I increase the believability that I can take action? What do I have to do to create an openness to receive? Do I need to take a nap? Do I need to shift gears, do something else? If you feel stuck and don't know what to do next, meditate. Go for a walk. Get your mind into neutral. Release the resistance and allow the flow to move through you again. I'll leave you with a few thoughts or ideas or concepts, which could be beliefs, that will assist you on your journey. To maintain momentum, remember, you're on your way. It's all happening now. The universe is paving the way for you. Your vibration right now is attracting everything that you want. In the end, everything works out for you. If it's not currently working out, it's not the end. Keep on keeping on. Because the universe has your back, your angels are conspiring on your behalf. I love how the universe continually supports me in ways seen and unseen. My friend, if you want to take your manifesting journey to a new level, even deeper, then I have some resources for you. I've created a 3-part workshop series collectively called Manifesting Magic. Workshop 1 is step-by-step manifesting, where we do a deeper dive. You have advanced skills, advanced techniques to manifesting. I expand on all the ideas here more deeply and completely. Second workshop is Creating an Intentional Life, where I lead you through a process of clarifying and identifying those intentions, those goals, those desires that will fulfill you from this point forward on your journey in life. Workshop 3 is How to Live a High Vibe Life. Mastering your emotions, mastering your mind in order to maintain a high vibe existence is critical. It's probably one of the more important workshops I've ever done. It's a summation of much of my work. And so I not only suggest you get involved in this series, I consider it a must-do. You must do this if you want to have the life you want. And of course, it's risk-free because it's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And so to get involved in Manifesting Magic, go to yesdaniel.com and follow the link. And remember, if you're a member of the Wisdom Vault, my membership program, then you already have access to this and a lot more information. Until next time, this is Daniel Denovi. It is with great love and respect that I bow down and acknowledge the Creator within you. Well, that was it. That was the 5-step guide that I created for manifesting. Now, like I said on the front end of this, there is a lot more information, and I'm hoping that you're interested. This course that is coming out is a kick-ass investment. In fact, the whole series will up-level your manifesting game. So check out the entire series, Manifesting Magic, or join the membership vault, the Wisdom Vault, and you'll have complete access. Until next time, this is your friend and host, Daniel Denovi, urging you to follow your bliss, live your life from inner signals, be inner directed as you engage in the epic adventure.